This video is part of a series intended to give an overview of the forms used by the American Red Cross in our shelter operations. The Shelter Inventory Form is used to provide a snapshot of all Red Cross and external partner equipment and materiel physically at the shelter. The Red Cross deploys hundreds of thousands of dollars in equipment and supplies to support a major disaster operation. Keeping track of everything is not only good management, it can represent a major financial saving to the organization. If we don't have to buy a replacement item, we save the money. When a shelter is opened, that operation is jump-started with everything needed for the anticipated population. Everything from cots and blankets to clipboards and pencils and coffee pots. Multiply that inventory by the dozens of shelters we open during a Level 7 operation, the largest that we do, and we're talking about real money. It is the responsibility of the shelter manager and the Red Cross staffers to keep track of that inventory, and the Shelter Inventory Form is the main tool for that task. We start when the shelter is opened and create the first one. We create a new one on a schedule set by the shelter manager, every 2 days, every week, whatever the DR needs. And we create a final one at shelter closing. The completed forms are turned in at headquarters by the shelter manager after the shelter closes. This is the Shelter Inventory Form. We've removed blank lines in the middle of the page at the red line. At the top of the form, we write the date of this inventory, the disaster response number, and the name of the shelter. The staffer conducting the inventory fills in this information. The top box represents the parameters of this specific inventory, whose equipment and supplies we're counting, when we're doing the counting, and what areas of the shelter we're inspecting to get the counts. Shelter staffers will normally fill out one of these forms for each source of equipment. Obviously, most of our stuff will come from the Red Cross, but we have many external partners who will lend equipment to the shelter to be used by the clients. Large screen TVs, washer dryers, cell phone chargers, etc. To use this set of circumstances, we would fill out 4 inventory forms, one each for the Red Cross, for the television sets, the washer dryers, and a 4th one for the cell phone chargers. Each line of the form is intended for a single item. We record the name of the item, the quantity we have on hand, and what's going to happen to it when the shelter is closed. This sample form would be used for Red Cross equipment and supplies. These items will all be returned to logistics when the shelter is closed. Maintaining this count as accurately and completely as possible will make a big difference to the Red Cross bottom line, and to make sure equipment loaned to us by external partners will be returned where necessary. That will make our external partners happy, which means they'll be there for us the next time around.